Hello everybody, this is Dolpher, and we're back in If My Heart Had Wings. Now, I think we're getting near the end of Amane's route. Maybe. Anyway, so the next question is whether or not we're going to be doing Agiha's or Asa's next. And we can't really do Euros because we need to do Asa's first, I think. Oh well. Anyway, so, let's carry on. Oh god. It's like a bear devouring its prey. Yeah, she breaks floorboards as well. It's worrying. How'd you manage that? Kind of. You should eat up too, Agiha. Then we can take turns in the bath. Yes, I'm the only male, so I have to go last, apparently. Doki doki. Such a coincidence. All by chance. Kind of. We were eating in a hurry after getting back from the runway. An omen appeared. The morning glory. It was coming the next morning. To get ready for it, everyone decided to go to bed early and get up before dawn. Okay. Was it tasty? So, this'll be interesting. Why so excited about taking a bath? It's just water that you sit in a way. Except technically in their bath it's quite big, so everyone can join in. It's weird. I wonder why. Read the mood. If there is a mood. Thought so. Agi pushes Kotri's wheelchair hard. Thought so. After winking at me, Agi led Kotri and the others out of the dining hall. After everyone left, it got quiet very quickly. Like she had forgotten about her usual lively way of eating food, she was eating very daintily. You don't like the food? I cooked it so well! I mean, the meat might be a little bit burnt, but it wasn't my fault. Your mind's full? So, wait. Okay, never mind. Amane looks troubled and sets down her chopsticks. Amane, your hand. Oh yeah, the rock thing. Amane had a scratch on the palm of her hand. She probably got it when she grabbed the rock and used it to hit the wing. No prob. Oh fuck, I think I skipped something. The wings that Amane had hit weren't hurt. Although there were some scratches on the paint on the front, there weren't any cracks. According to Agiha, if Amane's weak little hits could break it, there's no way it would be able to fly. In addition to gliders, FRP is also the material used to make the hulls of fishing boats. Oh. If it's made properly, it's not something that would break so easily. I sat next to Amane and held her scratched up hands. Don't be so reckless, okay? Your hands have a lot of potential. They're really important hands. Yes, for other reasons as well. Nodding, she rested her hand against my chest. Yeah, I suppose. Where's that? Oh, so she is dead. Did I miss that? I must have missed it. I remember them saying something about her being dead. I just don't remember. Oh well. It wasn't really talked about, I suppose. Alright. Yep. Amane. I held Amane in my arms as gently as I could. Uh-oh. They're hugging or doing something with their arms and hands, I don't know. Coaching Agia, and the music stops, who had been peeking into the dining hall, stiffened straight up. Isn't that embarrassing? The two of them ran away all flustered. How? Yeah, it's natural. We could hear their excited voices from all the way down the hall. They're definitely going to talk about it in the bar for those two. That said, we actually were holding each other. Well, yeah. What else are you doing? 4 AM. Don't be so loud! I'm sorry. It was still dark when we got up, so we were trying to walk quietly to the runway. Makes sense. It is 4. Aye. We sensed a sign of the morning glory, and even the cold outside air. Oh, hello. Is that safe? It's fine as long as he doesn't get in the way, right? I hope Hat gets to ride. That'd be funny. Probably not. Well then, let's go! Alright, to the runway, all over again. Okay, hang on, I'm taking a drink. The wet runway was surrounded by damp, thick air. We brought all the towels and washcloths we had in the dorm and wiped down the surface of the glider. Well, it was raining the other day. Even just lightly wiping it down made the towels heavy. Yeah, as I said. Well, not really. It was kind of our fault for not putting the cover back on, I think. Did we? Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, see? Hat's happy. We can use Hat as like a tissue or something. We can use him to wipe the surface of the glider. There we go. That might work. Is that animal abuse? Probably not. Oh, fudge! Even with only a thin layer of moisture, I can feel the weight surely being transferred to my towel when I wipe it. And that moisture was covering the entire body of the huge aircraft. For a glider flying in the sky, it's mass that can't be ignored. True. The pilot tube. What's that? Okay. The pre-departure check work got underway with Agia in the lead. Today we'll double check all the usual items. Amane was watching all of this from a small distance. What's wrong, Amane? She starts to look uneasy. You aren't afraid to fly, are you? Amane shakes her head. Then she peered up at me from below. You'll be fine. Huh? You're not a defect.
人と同じように感じることのできない人間だろ。
Well, I wouldn't say that. Technically, you felt pleasure with Aoi, so,
もし何も感じなかっ
makes
たと
sense.
思うと怖いんだ。
Amane. Asuka promised to take Amane to the other side of those clouds. And apparently, she said this: "You'll definitely be moved." For Amane, those words were part of the promise. Amane looked uneasy during the final flight plan check yesterday. Perhaps she was worrying about that then. What if, even after reaching the other side, she still didn't feel anything? She must have been thinking something like that. That would mean the promise hadn't been fulfilled, that it really was a lie. You won't know that until you go.
葵君、
Amane was shocked, as though I had said something to brush her off. But I quickly smiled. But I'm not worried. I mean, you always say the food I make is so delicious. Just like everyone else.
葵君の手料理は美味しいぞ。そんなの当たり前のことだ。
Well, thank you. Amane insisted, so I couldn't help but laugh. I don't think you have any defects. There's just some things you don't understand.
知らないこ
Asuka taught you about many of them. That's why you liked her, isn't it? Let's try to go there, to the top of those clouds. There's no point in fretting about it now.
と。あ、
Looking a bit relieved, Amane nodded.
葵、Amane先輩、コックピットお願いします。
Yes, boss. Got it.
今行く。
Okay. Did my phone buzz then? No. Hello? Starry sky. Around the time the departure preparations were finished, the sky was just starting to lighten up.
あれがそうなのかな。
Oh yeah, there it is. It's very dim.
薄く
I wouldn't really call it a faint
シルエットが見える
silhouette,
ような。
just dim. The sky is still dark. Even if the clouds are out, you couldn't see them with the naked eye.
予兆もあったし、風も出てきてる。間違いないでしょ。
Yep.
さあ飛ぶわよ。みんな配置について。
Okay. Everybody rushed to their places at Agiha's command. Until Kochi and Asa take their places at the winch, Yoro checks the tow line and connects it to the glider.
夜明けまで45分ってところか。
We'll try.
間に合うよね。
We shall see. Yeah, it'll work out somehow.
葵君、私が前でいいのか？
Sure. It's easy to see there, right? It's your destiny to fly beyond those clouds.
見やすい分怖いんだが。
It's scarier. Alright, close your eyes for a minute.
もしもし、聞こえる？ウインチ、いつでも行けるわ。
Okay. I could hear Kochi's voice through the radio.
抵抗策の接続も確認。
Okay.
ラジャー。
Raja.
じゃあ行くわよ。葵、よろしくね。
Okay. Thank you, Agiha. Here we go. Pop. Agiha spoke softly, enough that only I could hear, and then closed the canopy. The gusting wind was cut off, and it suddenly turned quiet. Ooh. Amane, just relax. Deep breaths. Act like you're pregnant. There you go. That'll help. Agia lifted up the wing tips that were touching the ground. She looks our way for confirmation. Amane, are you ready?
いいぞ。
Here we go. Agia! Okay! I gave her the thumbs up as I shouted out. When she saw that, Agia gave me the thumbs up too.
ランウェイズクリア。
Runway is clear!
上げて。
Okay, here we go. Off we go again. At Agia's signal, the winch started to move. It pulls the aircraft harder and harder, speeding it up. The wheels left the ground and our speed increased even more. Going up. Second floor. I pulled back on the yoke and lifted the aircraft upward. The glider took flight up towards the dawn sky. Whoosh. Here we go again. At an altitude of around 300 meters, the glider broke away from the tow line. The wings caught the air and began to fly on their own. Ooh. Oh no! Are we getting rocked by the crosswind? A violent sudden gust of wind hit the side of the aircraft. I desperately grabbed the yoke and stabilized the aircraft. Amane, you okay? Okay. It was likely an effect of the morning glory, but the I can't say it. But the atmospheric conditions were incredibly rough. However, because of that, if handled well, it was possible to gain a lot of height off the strong wind. The night sky was pitch dark. If I wasn't careful, I could have lost track of left or right, or even up and down. Amane, could you take a look at the gauges for me? Sorry, I just turned down the sound on my headphones. Oops. When your vision isn't effective, you rely on the gauges. By reading the gauges properly, it's possible to grasp whether or not the aircraft is level, that it's not dropping altitude suddenly, and that it's not slipping sideways. In extreme cases, even if the surroundings aren't visible, it's still possible to fly. So that's how planes do it. You know, when they're in clouds, the big jumbo jets and liners and everything? Yeah. I had to watch out for the crosswind and gave my full attention to piloting through. I just needed a quick breath. Ugh. I'd have been relieved if I and Amane would watch the gauges as well. Yeah. I am Amane. Roger. Correcting course. Our goal is Mount Tuskabai. It's located behind the school and to the north of Kazagura. I tilt the yoke to the left and step on the pedal, correcting our flight path. At the same time, I check the light on the ground. That light over there is the convenience store near my house. That must mean the light stretched out. Over there are... Just for today, I had studied the locations of all the 24-hour sources of light and lined them up with a map. Kazagura has really changed, with all the convenience stores, gasoline stands, billboards, 24-hour supermarkets, etc. It was pretty bright, even at this early hour. Then the lights that are going in almost a straight line must be Main Street. Streetlights line the roads heading towards Kaifu Academy. If we follow those lights, even if it's dark out, we don't need to worry about going the wrong way. With the lights on the ground as landmarks and relying on our instruments, we aimed for Mount Tuskabai. Still saying it wrong. Kotori! Hat! I think I can take a bit of a breather now. It reminds me too much of Sunrider. I keep running out of breath. Reading for a long time. Ugh. Well, technically, isn't it dawn now? When the light comes up? Aye. We shall see. Yes, worry. Worry about your senpais. Yes. Very true. Oh, I love hats. Oh, I love this. What's up with the stars, anyway? So moon, moon, and star. Interesting. Another moon. I love hats. So cute. Uh-oh. What the? Huh? Here we go. A sudden gust of wind thrusted us upwards. The aircraft almost tipped over, but somehow I leveled us back out. What was that?
バリオメーターが反応してる。
Ah,
ローター
rotor
に入った
winds.
みたいだ。
The glider lifted up. We'd entered the updraft. However, the updraft was unstable. The glider rocked like a small boat floating in rough waters. Crap! Damn this wind! I gripped the yoke and stepped on the rudder pedal, trying to somehow manage the wind. But... uh-oh. What is going on? Wah! Suddenly it feels like I'm floating. We're falling! The aircraft started to nosedive.
こう気流側に入ったんだ。
Looks like it. I'll get us out! Yeah, do that. I circled the aircraft around and somehow got us outside of the current. Nice. That was close.
わかったぞ。
I agree. Yeah. I restored our position in airspace that had a stable air current. And now we were below the mountain wave created by Mount Tsukubai. I had attempted to move us into the rotor wind from there. The rotor wind is the air current that is created between mountain waves. In between the upward and downward flowing sections of mountain waves, the air spins like a rotor. If you can get in the upward flowing side, there will be an upward flowing mountain wave from there on. But the air current is extremely violent and unstable. Very close to the top of the upward flowing air current is an equally powerful downward flowing air current. Unfortunately, we had just gone from the upward flowing air current to the downward flowing air current. Oh,
高度をだいぶロスしたぞ。
yes. The next time we get caught up in the downdraft, we're out. And we fall so low that we can't reach the rotor wind. It will be hard to get back here. After all, even just getting into the rotor wind requires quite a bit of technique. Then to move from there into the mountain wave was also quite difficult. But I got a feel for it back there. It's just like your simulator. Just as you would expect. The simulator that Amane made is top notch. Even though there may not be any actual physical sensation, it felt very close to the real thing. It looked like all that time I spent practicing on the computer was going to come in handy. I'm going again. Whew, a lot of reading for me today. I reversed the aircraft's course and headed to where we just were. I circled around the downdraft and looked for the updraft. That should be just over there. Where is it? Ooh. The aircraft shook unnaturally. The edge of the left wing was hit by the updraft. I found it! I tilted the yoke to the left and flew us into the invisible pillar of air. Up we go! All of a sudden, our aircraft was lifted up. My god, there's a lot of this. The aircraft rises up, and I feel the vertical G-force affecting my body. The barometer is slow to respond.
乗ったみたいだ。
Alright, I circled around with the aircraft, taking care not to fly us back into the downdraft. But the rotor wind updraft isn't very steady. It's difficult to stabilize the aircraft in that. Crap! Damn this! I held onto the yoke like I was riding a wild horse. Although the ride is extremely uncomfortable, the glider continues to ascend rapidly. Close your mouth.
あれを。
Amane was looking up from the cockpit of the busily shaking glider. Ooh, what is it? The sky was glimmering faintly. Dawn is near. Oh, there it is. Then the silhouette of an enormous line appeared out of that faintly glimmering sky. A pitch black band that cut across the sky, splitting it in two. There it is. Morning glory. It was so huge that I lost my sense of perception. It was beyond my imagination. We're aiming for that? Even after coming all this way, I felt like this was a ridiculous challenge. But on the other hand, I also thought this. It's right before my eyes. The shadow of that enormous cloud seemed like the sign of some oncoming calamity. With that ahead of us, an uneasy look came across Amane's face. Amane? It's almost time. I'm going to take you over there. Here we go. The glider rode the violent and turbulent air, soaring ever higher.
見てください。空にシルエットが。
Took your time?
何あれ。
Well, I wonder.
嘘。あんなに大きいの？
Yeah.
写真だと一部しかわからなかったけど、あれがモーニンググローリー。ぐわー。去年の夏、あの丘で見た雲よりはるかに大きいわ。本当にあの雲の上を渡るんですか？もう夜明けまで時間がない。もしもし、葵、聞こえる？
This is Aoi.
もう夜が明けるわよ。今どのあたり？
We're in the road to wind now and climbing up. A little longer and we can ride the mountain wave.
順調なのね。
Yeah, somehow.
かなり苦しそう。
Well, it's windy. Very windy. Thank you, Asa.
あまねちゃん、聞こえる？空見て、空。
I wonder if she can see it.
見ているよ。
It'd be weird if she wasn't.
よく見える。大きいな。今からあれに乗るのよ。
Oh God. Here we go.
しっかり楽しんできてね。後で感想聞かせてもらうから。
Sure, sure.
わかった。いいな、あまねちゃん。
You've already done it, Kotori. It's almost time. I'm going to take you over there. We were still in turbulent air for a while after Aoi said that. Okay, so we're in Amane's head now, I suppose. The aircraft was shaking so badly, I felt like I would get sick if we stayed any longer. Amane, are you okay? Just a little longer, I think. The glider was gaining a lot of altitude in the road to wind. Just like Aoi said, we should reach the mountain wave before too long. Just when I was thinking that, the aircraft's rate of climb dropped. Since I was the one watching the gauges, I told Aoi about it.
上昇率が急に落ちてきたぞ。
That means...
ローター峰の頂点まで来たのかもしれない。
Okay. Alright. Aoi checks the direction. The updraft of the mountain wave is on the opposite side of the road to wind. Transferring over. Aoi tilted the yoke and stepped on the pedal. The aircraft began to turn. We headed straight for a while when... It suddenly got quiet all around us, as if the air had stopped and gone completely still. And then, the glider's climbing. Looks like we're in the mountain wave. It's a totally silent world inside the mountain wave. And there's almost no vibration at all. It carries the glider high into the sky. This lift is amazing. This is the first time I've experienced this.
全然怖くない。静かな湖面に浮かんでいるみたいだ。
Oh, if only. It was such a mysterious experience. To be flying in the sky and have such a feeling. In the meantime, the sky was getting brighter and brighter. Yep. The clouds we were aiming for were getting closer. That enormous silhouette had an odd presence, almost as if it had been there since long ago. It feels like I saw something terrifying in those jet black shadows, stretching far out of sight. The glider continues climbing in that direction. We're almost there. To the promise I made with Suka.
怖いよ。いいっすか。
Iska. I still get the name wrong.
灰色に見える？空だけじゃない。世界全部がだ。目の病気なの？違う。色は認識できてる。けど感じないんだ。モノトーンにしか。イスカと出会ってからそれが少しずつ変わってきている。
Little by little.
そこかしこで小さな光が弾けるみたいに少しずつ色を感じるようになってきた。
Asuka looked like she didn't quite understand what I was saying. I think that was the first time I told her about that. No one had ever understood when I told them. They would just look at me with a strange look in their eyes. That's why I hesitated to open up about it to Asuka. Or Iska, who cares? Asuka's reaction was different than what I was expecting, so I secretly felt dejected.
君といると私もいつか空の青さを感じられるようになるかな。
Well, I don't get how you can feel a color. Strange.
バカだな、マネは。空の色がいつも同じ青色だと思ってるの？違うのか？だって空は青いだろ？そんなわけないじゃないか。ほら見てみなよ。今もほんのちょっとずつ移ろってる。移ろう。夜明けから始まって日が昇り夕焼けに染まり夜になり、そしてまた朝が来るまで。日は傾き雲が流れてどんより曇ったり雨や雪が降ったり、1秒だって同じ空なんてないんだ。空の色ってそういうものじゃないか？空の色。
In a way, yeah. Oh. Hearing Asuka say that, I looked up again at the sky. The endless sky above my head is suddenly tingled with a faint shade of blue. However, there were no two parts that were the same blue. Deep blue, light blue. Between the white clouds, the sky was coloured with gently sloping gradations, shifting moment by moment. That was the first time in my life that I had ever noticed the colour of the sky. Really?
あの写真綺麗だっただろ？僕はあんな色鮮やかな空を見たことないよ。あの空を飛びたい。あの光に包まれてみたい。あんたと二人でね。いいっすか。
Ah, cute. I stood shoulder to shoulder with my friend and looked up at the same sky. Compared to hers, I'm sure my sky still lacks colour. Even if I were to stand in the same place, I still couldn't see the sky that she would see. But I was able to empathise with her just a little bit, with her desire to fly in the sky. That was the first time I could empathise with Asuka since that day when she found the abandoned glider. Then I had a premonition. If we were able to fly the Morning Glory together, I might be able to see it, to see Asuka's sky. That premonition made my heart race. From that day on, I started to look up at the sky a lot. Amane, what's wrong? Amane! Daydreaming.
ああ、大丈夫だ。少し見とれていた。
Aoi's voice brought me back from my memory. We were in mid-flight. I'm going to take us up a little bit more.
あ、了解。
The mountain wave forcefully picked us up. It seemed like it would take us to the point where we could finally look down on the morning glory. All by the side. I was looking at the clouds. The sky was still dimly lit. There's almost nothing that resembles colour. Dark, here and there grey. The black shadows of the clouds stretched out, as though they were cut out from the sky. That day, since the day that Asuka left, my world turned monotone again. It may have been little by little, but by meeting Aoi and the others, The blueness of the sky returned. I also felt a premonition that Asuka just might be able to see the sight she had been wanting to see. Last summer, on the last flight with Aoi, well, I saw those clouds up close. Even though I was amazed by their brilliance, at the same time, I felt a very strong loss of hope. I thought, this is wrong. This isn't what Asuka wanted to see. With that loss of hope, the sky grew dull. Unexpectedly, a hand from the back seat gripped my shoulder. Amane, you're shaking. I noticed it after he told me. It seems like I was shaking. What's the matter? Afraid? That was a lie. Afraid. Ooh. I'm just a normal girl who does things a little differently than other people. Hopelessly afraid. Ooh, hypnotic. I deceived you by holding onto a dream I didn't believe in. It was hard, Amane, to know the truth. I want to be near you. I want to be your friend. I'm a cowardly liar. Please, forget about me. I'm sorry, Amane. I'm afraid to know. Get a grip on yourself. Aren't you going to prove that Asuka isn't a liar? When Asuka wrote that letter, she must have been having a rough time. If she had to leave anyway, she wanted to stay friends with you. I'm sure that's what she thought. But she left that letter behind. Why do you think that is? The reason Asuka left that letter. So she wouldn't get in the way of your future any more than she already had. She left. Isn't that what it said? But I don't think that was the only reason. She must have been unsure, right? About whether or not she was fit to be your friend. Asuka thought she had been deceiving you the whole time. If she really liked you and wanted to be your friend, that must have been really hard for her. Because it would have been a false relationship. If her lie were discovered, she might lose your friendship. Could I say never for sure? In reality, that lie shook me up this much already. I got an itchy nose now, yay. I called Asuka a genius and treated her like some sort of prophet. By trying to live up to my expectations, she held up a dream that even she didn't believe in. Here's what I think. I think Asuka wanted to be your best friend. To tell the truth, Asuka is the one who tried to push me away. That's what Anchan was saying. As long as she could help it, Asuka didn't want you to realize that she had a weak body. She wanted to be your friend on equal terms to the bitter end. To be sure, Asuka was trying to hide something about her health. She didn't want me to know about that. Feeling indebted to you because she told that lie, it must have been quite a burden for Asuka. If she wanted to be your friend, she had to be honest with you. After telling you the truth, she couldn't then say, I want to be your friend. But if she just left without telling you, Asuka herself wouldn't be able to think of you as her best friend. Ah, yes, she definitely thinks of you as her best friend. If not, she wouldn't have left the picture of the glider in her room at the care facility, right? How about you, Amane? How do you feel about Asuka? Ah. Sorry, Amane. Well then, let's go. At the same time as saying that, Aoi reversed course with the glider and we shot out from the mountain wave. Whoosh. Oh, the city. The forward swept wing caught the wind and we descended. The shadows of the black clouds were already right below our eyes. I pointed the nose of the glider in that direction. We were pretty high up. The landscape below stretched far and wide, and the city lights shone faintly. Just a pitch black, immense darkness spreading out everywhere. It was a sight I was quite used to by now. A monotone sight. A world without colour. Just when I was thinking that... Ah! Heavy breathing. What? Oh, this music again. Ah, here we go. We're near the end. I'm guessing a few more minutes, then the credits. Hopefully. I've been recording for nearly 40 minutes. Good. A ray of light pierced through from the eastern sky. The sunrise. Ow. Ow. I gotta stop banging my knee. It's dawn. All of a sudden, sunlight rose upon the world, causing the corridor of the sky to appear. Here we go again. This animation is quite nice, really, isn't it? Very nice. Ah, relaxing. Amazing! I could hear Aoi's innocent voice from the back seat. I couldn't see anything, so I just nodded. The passage of clouds glistened a golden yellow as the newly risen morning sun shone on them. Along with the start of a new day, the world began to shine. We'll get there in just a little bit. We can make it, Amane. Heading toward the passage of clouds, the glider descended gently. Nice and peaceful. Ow, that was high pitch. Hat is copying. Yeah. The music just got a bit more upbeat.
Aoi senpai tachi, mou asoko ni iru n deshou ka? Sou datta. Aoi! Aoi! Kikoeru?
No. This is Aoi. I can hear you.
Sochi dou? Umaku itteru?
Yeah, we've just got on the Morning Glory now.
Ryoukai. じゃあ、ゆっくり楽しんできてね。もうあそこにいるって。どこかな？見えないかな？雲の上にいるから下からじゃ無理じゃない？いいなあ。私もいつか飛んでみたい。パイロットの資格取らないとね。私たちも。
Oh, back into the sky. The glider we were riding in was flying above the Morning Glory. Riding the updraft of the rotating air current, we passed through the passage of clouds. It looks just like a road made out of light. Lit by the morning sun, the clouds below looked almost as if they were shining all by themselves. That sight was, how can I say, very... The word just flowed out of my mouth. I even surprised myself. I had never fully understood just what that word meant, so I don't think I had used it very much. Surrendering to my feelings now, that word naturally came out. After that, I gazed out at the landscape as far as I could see. The panorama of the sky died by the sunrise, the morning sun rising in the horizon, the clouds shining a golden yellow between the rays of light, and then the lake spreading out below and the streets of Kazugura.
にも美しかったんだ。
I felt like I had all of a sudden solved the truth of the world. This was the place Asuka had wanted to come to. Asuka's sky. This view is her world.
いいすか。やっぱり君は天才だ。
Surrounded by the brilliant sky, those words came out naturally. Oh, back here again.
葵先輩たち、今どのあたりかな。
Above it, apparently.
もうだいぶ遠くまで行ってるんじゃないかしら。いいないいな。グライダーに全員乗れたらいいのに。そしたらハットも連れてってあげられるのに。
Yeah.
どうしてもって言うなら乗せてくこともできたんじゃないかしら。その子だけなら。まあ次モーニンググローリーが来るのがいつになるかわからないけど、
Yeah, another 20 something years.
その時また飛べばいいじゃない。そうね、今日で終わりってわけじゃないし。私とヨルちゃんが卒業するまでにまた現れてくれるかな。
Unlikely.
あの人みたいに超留年するとか。
Maybe.
やむを得ないかも。メールだ。こんな時間に誰からだろう。マジで？
What?
どうしたのアゲハ？
Anchan? Tapioca? Someone?
怖
Quack?
やばい。すぐに葵に知らせないと。
Is it a good thing? I crossed above the morning glory while making sure not to leave the updraft. This cloud was like a miracle to gliders, because as long as it's here, you won't lose altitude and can go anywhere in the sky that you want. And there's this view. 360 degrees of the dawn sky. It's just like seeing a dream. For a while now, Amane had been completely absorbed in looking at the scenery. How is it, Amane?
ミスカの言ってたことは本当だった。
So, you're impressed, huh? I asked Amane jokingly, and she giggled in response.
私の心には
So we're back
美
as
しいを
Aoi
感じ
now.
る機能がないと
Okay.
ずっと思っていた。けどあったんだな。
Asuka wasn't a liar.
世界はこんなにもたくさんの色に満ちている。けれどそれらは光がないと生まれない。すべての色は光そのものだから。
Color comes to life through the reflection of light. All matter has an inherent reflectancy. Light is made up of components that are absorbed and parts that are reflected. What gets reflected appears as color to our eyes. That's why if there's no light, colors don't exist.
私にとって
Makes
いつ
sense?
かは光のような存在だ。その言葉の一つ一つで私の世界を照らし色を与えてくれた。けれどいつか私にとってまだ
Amane's voice suddenly became mixed with tears. What's wrong?
本当は一緒に見るはずだった人がいない。
Oh yeah.
ことが悲しいんだ。
Amane. The promise had been fulfilled, but because of that, it must have brought up a lot of emotions. Amane lowered her head and continued crying. We should head back soon. Yep. We had flown quite a large distance on the Morning Glory. I wanted to continue flying like this until the clouds cut off, but we couldn't do that. After all, there might not necessarily have been a place we could land at that point. Even if there were, it would be hard to get things back to the garage, and if there weren't, it could possibly lead to an accident, so I'd like to avoid that as much as possible. We needed to get back to the runway before much longer. After seeing Amane nod her head, I took us away from the morning glory. See you later. The next time you show up will definitely come. As I said those words... Hello, Agia. Agia's voice rang out through the wireless radio. She seems to be panicking about something. This is Aoi. I can hear you. What's wrong? We're near an island. I was just thinking about heading back. This huge lake is dotted with islands. What is it? Did something happen? Big Ripple Bridge? Yeah, I can, but... Anchan. Okay. Anchan is... I was a bit skeptical, but I followed Agia's instructions. I dove beneath the morning glory and headed toward Big Ripple Bridge. Big Ripple Bridge is the really long bridge that crosses this huge lake. Wait, is that the one that Kotari and her father were on before? Maybe. I can't remember. It looks just like a wave connecting the islands that dot the middle of this lake. It's well known not only for the beauty of that view, but also because it is a shortcut to Tokyo. Okay. Oh, there it is. I was right. It's coming into view. Big Ripple Bridge. With dawn just beginning, there were almost no cars on the bridge. She said Anchan was here, but I fly around and try to find something that looks him. But from his height, I can't make out much. Should we go a little lower? I dropped to altitude and got closer to the bridge. Ooh. So we're gonna land on the bridge? It is this place then. Someone? It can't be Asuka, right? Didn't they say she was dead in the last part? I think they did. I don't know. I'm confused.
Oi!
It could be Asuka. I'm just wrong. And I should stop asking questions, because the game seems to be a bit confusing sometimes. Near the entrance of the bridge, I could barely make out a small parked truck. The silhouette next to it, that must be Anchan. And then, next to him, who is that? There's a girl. She was so small, it was hard to see, but she didn't seem to be someone I knew. It has to be Asuka. I'm right. Amane suddenly opened her eyes wide. Then, with her hand on the canopy, she stared at the girl. We'll end up in the lake. I'm trying! I got us as low as possible, while still leaving enough altitude to get back to the runway. It is? Huh? Wait, you could see the bridge from that distance? Let's see. Oh, clouds. And windmills. Information, please? Oh, God. It's so bright. Stop. Stop with the flashing of brightness. Wait, seriously? That's Asuka? Isuka? Never mind. Seriously? Amazing. Seriously? Much older now, though. Hello, Asuka. Really similar to Kotari, in a way. Let's alter it. Why not? I just gotta repair. I just need to put... Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Phone call. Phone call. Begins with an I. Oh, never mind. He spoilt it. Aww.
んだんだね、僕らのグライダー。
飛んだ。私の力じゃ無理だったけど、葵くんたちが飛ばせてくれた。
後輩をちゃんと育てるなんてあんたらしくもない。
何をしているんだ。彼らを連れてきたのは君なのに。
僕？
ああ、君がトビー・ウォソンに残したフライトログを読んで、それで来てくれたんだ、ガレージへ。君の思いはちゃんと届いてたのね。鋼小鳥っていう女の子に。
そうなんだ。どうだった？雲の上から見る景色は。
君の言う通りだった。感動した。しないはずなかった。いつかの空は美しかったぞ。
そう、
見たかった。
見ていたよ、ここで。空からじゃないけれど、でも一緒に見てた。天音と一緒の空を約束したから。
君は嘘つきなんかじゃなかったよ。そんなはずないって私は最初から分かっていたけどな。
調子のいいこと言って。
ありがとう、リスカ。私をここへ導いてくれて。
ありがとう、あまね。約束を信じてくれて。
Oh god, Amane, I think this is about our limit.
そうか、分かった。リスカ、そろそろ滑走路へ戻らないといけない。また後で会えるのかな。
Amane nervously asked into her cell phone. Then, with a look of relief, she smiled. From that, I knew Asuka's answer. From the bridge, Anshan motioned with his hand towards Kasagura. It must mean that Anshan and the others will head to the runway too. Understanding that, I stopped cycling and headed back toward the runway. Do you need to cycle a glider?
ありがとう、
I guess
五十嵐くん。
何いいって。それよりあいつら戻るみたいだな。
うん、
俺たちも行こ
もう少しだけここにいさせて。
う。いいけど。
見ていたいの。あのグライダーがこの綺麗な空を飛んでるところ、僕らの夢の翼だから。
地平 いもえ。
What? Oh god, there's more. Yay! You're finally up, Amane. If we don't start getting ready, we'll be late.
なんだっけ。
Aren't you lecturing at school starting today?
そうだった。
Get some toast in your mouth and head down the stairs.
わっわ。いや、あとおはよう。
Coon.
お腹が空いてるのかい？ごめんハト、今急いでるんだ。
Aww.
わかったよ。すぐ用意するから。
Busy in the morning, apparently.
野菜をあげればいいんだったな。
じゃあこのレタスをあげよう。丸ごと1個だ。食べ応えがあるぞ。美味しそうだな。
Oh no.
私もお腹が空いてるみたいだぞ。しかしもう行かないと授業に遅刻してしまう。
What's more important, school or hunger?
でも
A very important question. Poor Amane.
それじゃハト行ってくる。
Draw a hat. Have fun with the lettuce. Back at school again.
マネちゃん、どうしてた？
She slept. She overslept.
やっぱりね。私が睨んだ通りだったわ。
Yep.
モーニングコールしてあげてよかったじゃん、葵。
What kind of wake-up call? She was a student until last year. Now that I think about it though, she never came to class, lived on campus, was always late, and led an indifferent life.
社会性ってもんがとんでもなく欠落しているわね。
Yeah.
これはますますしっかり者の誰かさんがそばについててあげないとね。
But Amane is much more of an adult than me.
いいじゃない、お似合いよ。
Summer vacation ended and the second semester was starting. The summer heat was still sweltering. For all intents and purposes, it was still summer. Today was the first day of Amane's special lecture. It was Mochizuki Sensei debut.
昨日の夜は散々、学校で会ったらちゃんと望月先生と呼べよとか偉そうに言ってたくせに。
Nah.
でもいいな。私も受けたい。望月先生の授業。
Not me.
どうして？
I don't know. I think I would get too excited.
言えてる。
そうかも。
Okay. Several days had passed since that day when we rode the morning glory. The dreamy excitement gradually faded away, and we were finally getting settled back into everyday life.
ところでさ、ガレージのことだけど。
What about it?
いいんじゃない？移転先はあるわけだし。
I'm tired. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Ding dong. Oh, here we go. I knew it. Here you are.
いや。
Hello. When I peeked into the garage this afternoon, there was Amane. I mean, Mochizuki Sensei. Hello, Mochizuki Sensei.
そうだぞ。先生なんだぞ。
Amane puffed out her chest and got all cocky. No matter how you look at it, it seemed like Amane really liked her new sensei title. It must be because it sounded mature. If she wanted to use them, she already had a mountain of titles and achievements she could brag about. How'd it go, your class? All of a sudden, Amane lost her energy and looked weary.
散々だった。
Oh.
緊張してうまく喋れなかったんだ。
Aha. Ah, I see.
おまけに遅刻した。
What? Okay. Did I give you a wake-up call?
だってハットがお腹空いたって言うんだ。
Yep. So she was feeding Hat. That guy's a greedy little eater. But you can't carelessly feed him outside of feeding time or he'll get fat.
でも空腹なものの気持ちはわかるからな。
rumble. Amane's stomach growled. That's what I thought. Yeah. Bam. I set down a huge lunchbox on the desk. Excited? Go ahead and eat up, Mochizuki-sensei.
いただきます。
Feeding your sensei. Odd. She must have been really hungry because she cheerfully unwrapped it, took it out, and started eating right away. If you were that hungry, you should have you should have gone and gotten something to eat. What were you doing here? Don't tell me she was looking at porn sites again. Maybe.
懐かしんでたんだ。もうすぐここ離れるんだろ？
You're leaving? Yeah, it looks that way. I dropped the tone of my voice to answer. Talking with the school, we decided to vacate the garage. However, it's not like we were just thrown out. We flew in the Morning Glory not so long ago, and the school thinks really highly of such an achievement. So we even got them to guarantee they treat us as a school club. It's just that with the remodeling of the school, this garage is going to be in the way, so they proposed building a garage somewhere else. Once they said that, we couldn't help but leave. Us wanting to cherish our memories here is just our selfishness. Yeah. I'm kind of sorry.
いいんじゃないか？ここはもう
You're still eating? God. How much food? Must be a lot. You came here to think about the past, but you're pretty nonchalant about it, aren't you?
だってこのガレージはもう役目を果たした。
True. Its role? Amane nodded.
私たちの夢の拠点としての役目をな。
I guess so. We've already achieved our goal. In that sense, you could call it a good turning point.
でも懐かしい思い出がたくさんある。だからこうして浸りに来てたんだ。
Yeah, I suppose. Saying that, Amane looks around the garage. The old-looking garage. Among the clutter and rows of things, there are lots of small memories here. A lot of stuff happened here. Yes, this is where we had sex. Twice? Yes, I think. The first time I came here was the day I transferred to the school. Oh, flashback. I was checking out the clubs and wandered in here. Then there was a slightly strange, beautiful woman staring at a drawing board. And so I met Amane Mochizuki. Yeah. It's been just over a year since that day. Still, or not yet. Either way, it feels like we've come a long way. There are a lot of memories here for all of us, but you must have even more.
ああ、そうだ。イスカたちと過ごした場所だし、葵くんや小鳥たちと出会った場所でもある。
Yeah.
それに、
Talk about a pause. As though she was deep in thought about those memories, Amane paused and closed her eyes.
葵くんと初体験した場所だ。
Yep. Wait, which first? The kiss or the other first? Yeah. What? Hey, what are you saying all of a sudden? I got carried away by the mood and replied wrongly.
大切な思い出だろ？
Well, technically, wasn't their first technically the kiss? Unless Aoi kissed someone before? I don't know. No, I mean, you were reflecting on the past memories, and then all of a sudden you mixed that in with the earlier stuff?
葵くんにとっていい思い出じゃないのか？
Ooh. No, it's an important memory, but all the things we did in this place, I would have liked to keep them all the things we did in this place, I would have liked to keep them forever hidden between us. Of course, no doubt, I thought very highly of our first time doing it. Even by that alone, it was huge.
私にとっては一番の思い出なんだぞ。
Oh. Surely there are others you know of.
だってあれが一番鮮烈な体験だったんだ。
In terms of impact? If she says that, I couldn't deny it. The impact was definitely extraordinary.
青春って言葉あるだろ
There's the word youth. What? Yeah.
あれって何だと思う
Young people? You mean like good memories of when you were young or something? It's kind of a cheesy word, so I haven't really thought about it much. I wonder if my generation is considered to be in our youth. I don't know. I'd say a teen to probably mid-20s. I'm guessing. I probably won't really know until I've gotten much older.
私にとって多分青春って全部ここにあったんだよ。イスカや達也と過ごした日々や葵くんたちと過ごした日々、そして彼氏もできて、ここで初めてのセックスもしたぞ。
Gotta remember the important stuff.
こういうのを青春って言うんだろ
Yeah, probably. But that last one you mentioned might better kept not being told to anyone else.
だからやっぱりここは大切な場所なんだろうなと思って。
You talk as if it was someone else's life.
まだ私の中にそういう価値観が育ってない。ここに青春があったのかもって思ったのだってついさっきだからな。青春とは過ぎ去りし日々の追憶の中にしか存在しないのだよ、きっと。
Why are you talking like we're finished? We'll continue our activities after the move. Let's continue leaving behind lots of memories.
ああ、そうだな。
Saying it so nonchalantly, Amane went back to chopping down on her lunch. Well then, I'm going to head back to the classroom. Be sure to take the lunchbox with you. After saying that, I made to leave, but Amane took my hand and pulled me back. Then... Oh god. Not already, please. Pew. What are you doing all of a sudden?
思い出といえば葵くんにこうしてキスされて告白されたことがあったなと思ってな。
Blush. That's a really embarrassing memory. Besides, I really messed that confession up.
それじゃあまた後でな。
Okay. Jeez, your lips tasted like sauce, you know. Tasty. I said that and quickly ran away from the garage, just like someone who couldn't admit defeat. God, he always like a tsundere. Memories are in the past. They're important, but you can't stay wrapped up in them, because people have to look to the future to keep living. That day, after returning to the runway, Amane reunited with Asuka. Some reunions are always awkward, but the feelings locked away inside of them are the same. They were both confused and happy at the same time. Now with Anshan acting as a go-between, their relationship was starting again. Things will probably be like old times again before long. As for the much worried about health of Asuka, she said that thanks to the undivided attention given to her medical treatment, she had recovered to a level where she could lead a normal life. The original cause of the problem was with her physical constitution. So if her constitution changes as she becomes an adult, she'll continue to get better. A year and a half ago, when she was in the care facility, Asuka found a mysterious cloud and a glider aiming for it. At that time, apparently, she never even thought that Amane was the one riding it. Just, she apparently recognized the glider she had left behind and thought that someone in the Soaring Club had carried on her dream. That encouraged her. She put all her effort into her recuperation, and it motivated her to go outside again. She wanted to leave behind those feelings for others, so she put the pictures on the wall. What Kotri said, that Asuka wants to leave behind some proof that she was here, was right after all. Time passed, and the promise was fulfilled. I want to pass through the passage of clouds. They took the scenic route to get there though. The Asuka that I met on the runway had a very cheerful face. She still has some problems with her parents, but she said she wants to act positively and resolve them without running away.
止まっていた時間がやっと動き出す。
I was impressed by that remark. By the way, Tapioca-sensei apologized to Asuka for not giving the letter to Amane. Asuka told him that what he did was for the best in the end. If he had given Amane the letter right away, she would have quit working on the glider, and the rest of us would never have come to the garage, and Asuka and Amane might never have met each other again. Also, and this is even more off topic, but An-chan was having a rough time trying to fulfill a long-time desire of his. Ooh. I wonder if they'll get together, An-chan and Asuka. Why didn't you ask her on a date?
デートか。
Really? Oh dear.
だな。どうやって誘えばいいかわからんぞ。
An-chan, you've always been popular. Surely you've had some experiences with at least that.
それがないんだ。自分から誘ったことがな。
Ah, I get it.
本当に好きな女の子の前だと緊張しちまうものなんだな。
That's normal though. An-chan's eyes shone like a little boy's when he said that. It was kind of cute.
お前すげえよ。自分から告白したんだろ？
Well, yeah, I guess so. At the time, I thought Senpai was going to leave, so I thought I had to. If it hadn't been for that, I never would have found the courage to tell her so easily. What about a double date?
ダブルデート？
Oh dear. Me and Amane Senpai, you and Asuka, we could all hang out together. Would that make it easier to ask?
いいのか？それだと助かる。
Sure thing. I'll talk to Senpai about it.
なあ、頼む。
This is gonna be weird. An-chan asking me for a favor made me feel really important.
ところでお前、いつまでも先輩はないんじゃないか？
Oh yeah. Huh? Well, no. Yes.
今のお前なら胸張って彼女だって言えるだろ？
I'm not sure I can.
何言ってんだよ。あいつの夢を叶えてやったんだ。もっと自信持て。
Okay, I'll give it a try.
ああ、その駅だ。
Oh dear. I'm home.
おかえり。
Hello.
わわ
Snort. As soon as I entered the front door, I was greeted by Amane wearing a school uniform. I was so surprised that I blurted it out. Whoa! Whoa! What are you wearing?
これか？
Let me guess. It's mine.
久しぶりに学校に行ったら着てみたくなってな。
Maybe not.
引っ張り出してきたんだ。
She didn't seem embarrassed at all.
どうだ、懐かしいだろう？
I love Amane. I guess? Not what I was expecting. Anyway, she looks really cute. It looks really good on her. Even though she's already a grown adult.
あと、ほらほら、おやつだぞ。
Oh. Amane gave Hat the treat in her uniform.
学生時代に戻りたくなるな。
Music just stops. Weird. She was serious. Haven't you had enough of being a student? Aren't you proud to be a teacher now?
そうなんだけどな。
Demo.
でも、
I was right.
この制服を着ていた頃に、葵くんと恋愛してみたかったなぁと。
I suppose. I couldn't agree with what she said any less. Putting that aside, there's something else on my mind. I can see your undies.
あと、スカートを履くのが久しぶりだからな。
I can't. Amane stood up and fixed her skirt. I also wish I could have fallen in love with the senpai wearing her school uniform. She then looked at me with great interest. Oh no.
さっきから私の胸を見ている。
How did you know? Oh, Technically, I was looking at your skirt. Eh? She's right, I was.
ズバリムラムラしているだろう。
No. No, I'm not.
私にはわかるぞ。何せ彼氏のことだからな。
Ooh. She spoke proudly, but this isn't something you should dig too deeply into, senpai.
正直に言ったらいいと思うぞ。
Gah. Amane brushed up to me.
この格好ですれば学生時代に戻った気分になれるかもしれないな。
Oh, is it now, Amane? She wraps her arm around me. The world is glistening in pink for me.
風だな。私もだ。い
Has anyone gotten back?
や、誰も。
Oh, okay. I slowly swallowed. I want to have sex with Senpai in her school uniform.
素直な葵くんは可愛いな。
Hat?
わ、
Can you keep watch for us? Later on, I'll give you plenty of cucumbers as a reward. If someone comes back, just make a lot of noise at us. What the? Hat is excited for some cucumbers. Good. While I'm asking myself what I'm saying good for, it seems Hat will stand guard for us. Thus, Senpai!
なんだ。
Without saying further, I took Amane by the wrist. And then I led her to my room.
葵くん、
I'm still safe.
ちょっと目が怖いぞ。
Oh dear. Senpai! Do you mind if I call you Amane?
え、ああ、構わないが。
With that, the mood feels better. It feels like we're in the same grade.
じゃあ私も葵って呼ぼう。
Okay. Oh, you said my
どう
name.
した？
My first name. Oh, it affects me so much. Nothing, just that. My heart skipped a beat when you said that.
気に入ったのか？
Oh, yes, Amane. Ah, Amane. Press. I hugged her. Then we started kissing. Oh god. Oh, I love the sound effects. So abrupt.
いきなりそんな。
Amane, I love you. As we kissed, I stroked her back, then went down into her skirt to touch her butt, and with my other hand, her chest.
いきなり。
Amane's body is so soft. Sorry about that. I was summoned. Let's carry on. Her body hugging onto me is so tender, and I can feel from my palms the softness as I massage her. Oh yes, Amane.
私の体好きか？
Yes, I love it. Your body is great. I really like it. With two hands, I massage her buttocks. Who really uses that word anymore? I don't know. And tightly embrace her soft body. Then I kissed her on the nape of her neck before working my way down to her breast. I want to do it with you, Amane.
したい。葵とセックス。
The air conditioning was not fully in effect yet, so me and Amane were both sweating profusely. But that only worked to stimulate us more. Then I kneeled down before her and... Okay, time to blur. Oh, interesting angle. Shut up, bird. Ruining the mood. Hello, Hat. Because Hat had accomplished his mission, I gave him his cucumber snack as promised. You are indeed an incredibly smart duck. Until me and Amane came out of the room, he was standing guard the whole time. Although we have no idea if someone had actually come back. Yes, they were staring through the door. That would be awkward. Ugh. Wiping her hair with a towel, Amane returns from the shower room. I'll do it later, but more importantly, from now on, no more honorifics. Because it's very weird. Because it doesn't feel couple-like. I'm going to stop calling you senpai as well. Amane, speechless at me awkwardly calling her that, at last said, Okay. Yeah. The Mochizuki senpai whom I have looked up to and thought was at a totally different level until now. Those feelings still exist now. But as couples, we have to face each other as on equal levels. At the very least, I have to show the effort to do so. Oh, it really was. I nodded with a flushed face. When we were doing it, it was okay, but now that it's ended, I still blush. The raw, lustful me was completely exposed to her. Doki doki. Well, you were on top. Amane's uniform was really pretty. Even now, I still consider Amane in her uniform and sitting in the garage as my greatest impression of her. It was a bit of a shame we hadn't become lovers at that point. Will you now? What will you do it while you wear it? What? Hello, Kotori. Kotori's voice could be heard from the doorway. Hat finished his snack and went out to greet her. Kotori is home. Our heads are still thinking erotic stuff. Let's go back to normal mode. Beep beep boop. She murmured, before we chased after Hat towards the doorway. This person is just like a child, honestly. But she is an incredible person. My most admired senpai. My only senpai, technically. I don't think so, actually. Never mind. Because we still have the other characters as well. Never mind. I have to be good enough man to match her. I thought to myself as I prepared for that night's dinner. I'm hungry too. A few days later, the day has come for migrating garages. Yay. Looks like it.
なんか寂しいね。Amane先輩が戻ってきてくれて、ようやくここを取り戻したのにな。ま、しょうがないわ。これ以上のわがままは言えないもん。
Yep.
意外にさっぱりしてるね。あんたのことだからもっとメソメソすると思ってたのに。立ち止まってはいられない。思い出は過去にしかないんだもの。
Sure.
どうかなんとか言って、新しい場所の方が広くて設備いいからでしょ。ゆくゆくは世界征服を目論む小鳥団の新拠点としてはあれくらいじゃないとね。
World domination.
勝手に変な組織にするな。
Hey, did you guys get your stuff yet? I held the cardboard boxes packed with all of my stuff and looked back at Agiha and Kotori. They were wrapped up, talking about some story or another. In any case, they were probably getting all gloomy about some memory, but... Huh? Kotori isn't crying. That's unexpected.
こっちは準備 OK よ。待って待って。
Hurry up. In a rush, Kotori grabs the picture frame from on top of the desk. One picture was of the Morning Glory. Another one was of all of us from last summer after our final flight. Yep. And another one was a picture we had taken just yesterday with everybody after flying the Morning Glory. There we go. Yes.
そうね。もっと大きく引き伸ばして。
Alright, well then, Here we go! Oh. We actually found a new place quite easily. At first, the school wanted to build a garage right near the runway. They already had a contract for the land near the runway. They were even thinking about making building and managing the glider as part of the curriculum. But before that, we found an even better place. That place was here. Ah, yes, of course. Hoi. Asa and Yuru got here first and started getting things ready. I hope this hurries up. I'm getting low on space. Yes. Not sure how much is left. This place really is big. The size of the place is overwhelming once you go inside. When I came to check the place out, I was surprised by its size and facilities. Hello, Amane. Amane got here first and was also inspecting the glider first. It should be fine. Thank you, Grandpa. This gorgeous dock apparently belongs to Asa's and Yora's grandpa. That is, the chairman of the board of Kaito Academy. It hasn't been used in a long time, so it was just going to waste. If it could be of any use to a school club, he'd lend it to us for free. Well, built planes, maybe? Boats? Something? At any rate, as far as new places go, there's no doubt this was the best. Although it's a little far from the runway, we'll carry the glider on the trailer as always. Our new advisor, Yamanobe-sensei, will drive for us. Actually, the advisor changed from Mane back to the old advisor, Yamanobe-sensei. Tapioca-sensei asked Yamanobe-sensei to do so. It's not like he's trying to interfere, he genuinely felt that it was necessary. Amane has certain childlike qualities, so she isn't really suited to be in a position of responsibility. So she took the role of director for the Soaring Club. Oh, okay. What are you doing? Director Mochizuki groans while looking at the glider. The cockpit? What is it now? Oh, for coterie. I see. This again. Then maybe... Hey, Kota! Muffle, muffle. Amane covered my mouth. Won't be a surprise. I see. We don't want to get her hopes up for nothing. If that happened, she would get so depressed. But if we have that, even Kochi could pilot it. Oh, very. No doubt. Yes, boss. Oh, is it Asuka? Oh! Hello? Ooh.
ある一人の少女が夢見た未来の話。その時はまだそれはただの夢でしかなかった。夢は憧れるもの、見上げるもの。この空と同じ。けれどいつしかそれは目標となった夢を実現させようとする仲間たちを得て。
Well, that was unexpected. How is it, seeing Kazugura from the sky? Thought so. I know, right?
この子、いい機体だね。飛び方が素直だ。
Oh yeah, you've got a pilot's license too, don't you, Asuka?
一応ね、もう全然乗っていなかったから忘れちゃってるけど。
You want to try piloting it?
いいの？
Just don't crash. After all, this is the glider that you guys tried to build.
じゃあ、サポートしてもらっていいかな？
No trouble at all.
天音の 彼氏にしたな。
Don't get jealous. Did you say something?
なんでも。
Agia, can you hear me?
こちらアゲハ、聞こえてるよ。
I'm giving control over to Asuka.
そうなの？了解。
Alright then, she's all yours.
よーし、行くぞ
I'm scared. What?
少女は挫折し、夢はついえたかに思えた。けれど本物の思いは人を突き動かす。また別の少女がその夢に触れ受け継いだ。なにリスカさんが操縦してるの？そうみたい。なんかすごい動きしてますよ。墜落してこないでしょうね。
It might.
大人になって落ち着いたみたいに言ってたけど、いろいろフリーダムな人だな。
Yep.
いいな、私も早く操縦してみたい。ねえあまねちゃん。ああ、そうだな。ちょっと設計図書いてくれるんでしょ？時間がある時にな。
Hehehe.
もう早く暇になって。見上げているだけでは空を飛ぶことはできない。空を飛ばなければそこから見える景色を知ることはできない。それはひたむきに夢を追いかけ一途に飛びたいと願った彼らへのご褒美。気持ちよさそうだな。いつか夢見た未来が現実になった時、全ての過去は報われる。無駄になることを恐れていては決してたどり着けない未来。彼らは今そこにいる。この大空に翼を広げて。
And there we go. Amane's route. The second one done. Now that was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed Amane's route. Yep, there we go. We got Kotri and we got Amane. The after stories, which we can't do because it's all in Japanese. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. And just like I asked at the beginning, what route do you guys want me to do next? Agia or Asa's? We can't do Euros because we need to finish Asa's first. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been Delpha. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you again, and goodbye.